Welcome to Inspired by True Events podcast. Got something special here, branching off from just a little bit of the course of action with the whole podcast with my six friends from college. I want to have a sports section of this. We're going to probably be bringing up a whole bunch of different people throughout this podcast as it keeps rolling. We've been really busy right now, and I got two knowledgeable people in sports.
Yeah.
Without further ado, we got Phil and Kenny. Phil, you can start off by introducing yourself and basically let the people know a little bit about yourself.
Okay. Basically, born and raised in Massachusetts, which, just from that smirk right there, Lawrence, I know you have a little bit of gripe about it. People think we're about some loud-ass people. You can never shut up. Well, if you check on my Facebook and stuff like that, you're pretty right about that. I'm not the most delusional Patriots fan, as people might think, oh, we're the best, yada, yada, yada. Brady's, well, that's another discussion we'll have later, but, just normal guy, college graduate, 2 years ago from Casanova College. I currently, write sports articles and stuff like that, and going back to the Patriots, yeah, it's difficult, but, you have a whole bunch of people online, in person, where I work. Oh, Patriots fans this, Patriots fans that, but it's something you get used to.
Hey, man, Patriots, listen, winners are winners, man. Losers
Right.
make excuses.
Despite controversy. How many times I get a day, oh, Deflategate, oh, this and that, but, oh, the Jets. But,
And then we got one of my good friends, grew up together, one of my best friends on planet Earth. We got Kenny. Kenny, tell the people about yourself, man.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Kenny Lacey from Utica, like Lawrence. Graduated from Syracuse University. Big sports guy. I've written for a couple of different sport blogs online. Experimented my own sports blog. Just really big into sports. I'm a Falcons fan. It's kind of unfortunate lately. Can't hold any lead past the third quarter. But I just want to point out to Lawrence, he says we can't beat the Saints by more than a field goal, but we went to that Superdome last year and beat you 26-9, but that's a different story. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, just big sports guy.
Oh wow! I like the consistency and then the little jab at the end. I like that. All right, so with everything that's going on in the world has been complete mayhem. If I had the podcast before COVID, I'd probably be going to Utica on the weekends and trying to get everybody the people that matter to me to be on it. But here we are, we're over Zoom. What do you guys think about the COVID guidelines and no fans in the stands during the games? And how much has it impacted you, like, watching the games?
I mean, I don't think it really made an impact on me watching at all. Like, I can't really tell. Like, I think it definitely has an impact on the players, though. Like, you're not there, you're not hyped up, you're on the road. Like, you're going into Seattle. It's not a big deal anymore. I think the league's doing a really good job. We don't have any positive cases. We're going into week 3 right now. But I don't think it's made an impact on watching it. People who say they can't watch without fans, just to me, you're not a real football fan.
Yeah.
yeah, right. Also, going off him, I mean, safety is number one priority for the NFL. Like you said, there wasn't any cases, but I don't know if there was a scare or something. They reported someone had like a stomach ache or something close to that.
Yeah, and then there was a bunch of false positives that came in like a week before the season.
False positives.
Okay.
Like they said, it's a downside to some NFL teams that really rely on that home crowd, like Seattle. But it's football; you gotta work with it. Anything you got.
Yeah, I think for me it's more energetic to watch the Saints when they're in Superdome because, like, you can really see the TV shaking, or not even the TV, the camera shaking, just like the crowd going crazy. Opposing quarterbacks can't get their checks in, but I think it's impacted. Like, I think it's leveled the playing field a lot when teams like the Saints and Seattle, they rely on the fans a little bit more and it gets them going. But I think from the standpoint of, like, me playing the game and stuff, it's really cool to see, like, how many checks, how many audibles are made before every single play. And there's like 80, 90, 100 snaps on each side of the ball, which is insane. So like I think
Right.
that's the coolest part too, is actually hearing all the checks.
Yeah, I think you're seeing people check out of their plays more now too because they know they can actually relay the play. Because if you're in Seattle and you got 112 decibels, I can't really sit here and make as many checks as I want to. I got to go what we're going with. Now you can make as many checks as you feel you need at the line.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, you can hear all the sideline talk and the line talks of what everyone's saying. Sometimes you might hear something not fit for TV. Sometimes you might hear different play calls.
Yeah, and I think even when you play a team, well, like if you're in the AFC East, and then me and Kenny's teams, we play against each other. They probably already know their checks because they play each other 2 times a year. But
Right.
this forces teams to even if they might have the audio on the field now because of the film or whatever it is, where they might have to make more audible changes through the season week to week versus what they had to do if it's pre-COVID. So like I think that's one of the biggest things. Like audibles are so big in football, like people have no idea. But who do you guys right now? We're sitting at week 2. Week 2 is done. Week 3 is coming up. Actually, the Dolphins and the Jags are playing tonight. Who do you think wins that game tonight?
Dolphins.
The
Fitzmagic,
Dolphins?
baby.
Oh, wow.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is the original Gardner Minshew. He's going to show him.
Oh.
I want to say the Dolphins too. I want to say the Dolphins, but I feel like Minshew, he's playing with a chip on his shoulder. He feels disrespected that they're making everybody jump ship and going into tank mode, and he's over here throwing for 300 yards and multiple TDs back-to-back weeks. I don't know. I think it's gonna be really tough. I think I want to go with the Dolphins, but I'm gonna go with the Jags because he got something to prove. I think they win tonight. I think it's gonna be 31-17. I think they continue to put up points like how they have. So, what about you, Phil?
I'm gonna go with the Jaguars as well because I think James Robinson, the rookie running back, is probably gonna have a huge game. Maybe 100, close to 100 yards. And the dual threat player rookie also, Chenault Jr. He might go off for a big game too because even though they signed the Dolphins signed Byron Jones, Daniel, all of them, they still gotta get those pieces together. So they might struggle tonight against those 2 guys.
You guys make very good points, and I like the Jags, but I'm just going Miami because I think they're due. I think that with no DJ Chark, it makes a difference.
What was their scores the last week? The last 2. I know they were close with the Patriots.
They were close with the Patriots. They only lost by a field goal to the Bills too.
Okay, so they've
been playing close games. You're 0-2. You lost 2 close games. You're not trying to start 0-3. Everyone can, and I mean they're not in tank mode anymore. They have their franchise quarterback on the bench right now, so they're ready to win.
They lost by 10 to the Patriots, by the way.
Oh, okay, that was my time. It was closer than it should have been, though. We're talking Miami.
But hey, the divisional games, it's a different atmosphere, man.
Absolutely.
You can go through a tear and play the best of the AFC and win by 2-3 possessions, and you go to play your division rival, and your division rival sends you home packing.
Yep.
But right now, who do you guys think from each conference, the top 3 teams from each conference based on 2 weeks? I know it's early, but who do you guys feel like?
For the AFC, top 2 got to be the Chiefs and Ravens. Ravens, they came short last year after all that smack talk. Mark Ingram, Big Cross, all that.
Look at the details.
Right, Earl Thomas getting turned around all of a sudden, but they still are, I believe, the best team in football. That defense, running game. Their problem last year was basically they weren't used to playing from behind because most of the games, they were ahead most of the time.
Yep.
So that's something they got to get used to because the NFL is the NFL. Anything can happen at any given moment.
That's very true. Very true. Who's your third team? In the AFC?
I'd have to state maybe the Steelers.
Steelers?
Yeah,
Okay.
top 5 defense. They're getting Big Ben back. maybe that's what Juju needed to turn everything around.
Mm-hmm.
As long as James Conner stays healthy, we can talk about him in AFC.
Okay. I'm gonna say for AFC, I'm gonna say the Chiefs, the Ravens, and you guys are gonna go. I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but that boy Josh Allen, man, he's putting on a clinic. He's dangerous.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
That's a
You're
dangerous
drinking the
man.
Kool-Aid.
The Bills, man.
Yeah. He ran over
The
someone.
Bills. I don't know. I'm a diehard Saints fan, but I really watch certain players and I'm like, man, they're like, I like how they play. Like even Kenny, I don't like the Falcons, but Calvin Ridley,
That boy good.
top 3 favorite receiver in the league, gotta be. But I say Josh Allen and the Bills third. You had Stephon Diggs, young, fast defense. They got studs at safeties. The defense is loaded. All they needed was Stephon Diggs, to be honest. And I think they get a test. They get a test this week. He gets to play against a better defense. We'll see what happens. I think he's going to still do what he's going to do. But what about you, Kenny? What about AFC?
Kansas City, Baltimore, and then like Phil, I'm going with Pittsburgh too.
Okay.
That defense is it's too much. You got Bud Dupree coming off the edge. You got T.J. Watt coming off the edge. I mean, Joe Hayden is not playing like his age. He's playing good.
Mm-hmm.
They're solid in the secondary. They don't allow points. Big Ben coming off the injury, he's got something to prove. He even said himself he hasn't been as excited to play football since he was in high school. Juju is a different receiver when he has Ben out there.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not sold that Connor is going to be healthy all year, that he's even good enough to be a lead back for the whole year, but I loved what I saw from Benny Snell week 1. He was great in college, so like you got no reason to believe he's not going to handle it. And that quietly – They added Eric Ebron over the offseason, and no one's talking about that. He's a phenomenal tight end. You add him to that offense and drafted Chase Claypool, like
he's phasing what is it, Vaughn? What's his last name? Vaughn
or Vance McDonald?
Vance McDonald, that's what it is. Yeah, he's phasing him out of the offense too. I watched them the last 2 weeks and you can see him coming in more and more. Taking snaps away from him.
I think that team is great, and I think they have a chance to win the division. I'm not sure they will, but I think it's going to come down to the last couple of weeks with them in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. All right, so we'll stay on you, Kenny. What about NFC? Top 3. Right
NFC, best team in the NFC in my opinion right now is Seattle. I watched them destroy us week 1. Russell Wilson is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
He finally has a true number 1 receiver in DK Metcalf. Like it doesn't matter. They're phenomenal.
And Josh Gordon's going to be coming back soon.
Yeah, like that's
it's ridiculous.
Green Bay, I got number 2. Aaron Rodgers is just a different beast. He's got Devontae Adams, and he says he finally trusts a number 2 receiver, which he hasn't trusted in ever. So he's throwing the ball to Lazard is looking good. Aaron Jones is looking like arguably one of the best running backs in the league right now.
Yeah, I like him as just a overall player. He's got high motor. He plays the position really good. He actually pass blocks and catch out the backfield, run after contact. Like he's that guy right now. I'm gonna have to agree with you on the NFC. I'm gonna have to agree. That's what I'm gonna say right now.
Yep.
And then for my third one though, it's tough because after those 2, I mean, it's really a toss-up. I feel you can say anyone. The popular pick is probably Tampa, but I don't buy into the hype.
I want to be biased. I want to be biased and put my boys up there, but
I can't do it after what I just saw.
They got me heated right now.
I would probably go with the Rams, just because San Fran is too dinged up right now.
Yeah,
so I can't say them.
Yeah, get them out of here. They're done.
Yeah, but the Rams, I mean, just Sean McVay's a genius. He does a lot with a little. So right now, I guess I'd probably say they're the 3rd best team. But if you talk to me tomorrow, I might have a different opinion.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about your fantasy football team landscape. How many leagues you in? What is it looking like?
I didn't know you were talking
right now, I am 2-0. I'm at 6 leagues, 2-0 and 2.
Damn, 6? Ooh.
0-2-2, and then 1-1-2. One team. I got Kittle.
Oh,
I got Kenny Galladay. Pretty much everybody that's hurt that was on that list, I had him on my team between two or three teams. So I'm 0-2 in a $100 league. It's looking real bad for me right now. I'm gonna need a miracle. I need a miracle. Mike Thomas, you need to break your ankle off and go get a new one.
right.
Because I need you. More importantly, the Saints need you right now because they lost.
Well, 5-yard passes ain't cutting it.
Hello. Well, they're only going to throw 5-yard passes when he comes back anyway.
I'm about to start singing Robin Thicke. Lost without. Like, this is crazy, man. What about you, Phil? What's your team looking like, or your teams?
So, basically, I'm in one ESPN league and one Yahoo league.
Mm-hmm.
ESPN league, it could be better. 0-2, literally my last 2 weeks for the ESPN league. Fourth Monday night, I'm in the lead, like a good 10, 20 points. At the end of the game, losing by like 5, like single digits. So
yeah, it's tough. It's early. It's really early. It's 2 weeks in.
Yeah.
I say panic mode. Kenny, when do you think panic mode is?
Ooh, panic mode is depending on your league format. Panic mode happens probably week 4.
Before, yeah, because that means that if you 0-4, you need to go
You just can't get up.
You need to
depending
go
on your league format.
Yeah.
I'm in 2 leagues. I'm 0-2 in both of them.
Mm-hmm.
But in one of the leagues, I'm 0-2 in. I'm the 4th highest scorer, and like based off of overall wins, I'm ranked 4th. What's nice about this league is at the end of the year, the top 5 people get in, and then the 6th playoff spot is like a wild card spot that goes to whoever would have the most wins versus everybody all week. So thankfully, since my team is still putting up numbers, I would be in the playoffs. But I'm getting hurt with injuries. I mean, last week was brutal. I had Cortland Sutton.
I have Cortland Sutton.
I have Drew Lock.
Mm-hmm.
I have George Kittle. I picked up Raquel Armstead when they got rid of Leonard Fournette, and they put him on the COVID list the next day.
Jeez.
I have Jimmy Garoppolo. This week I have Julio Jones, who is still questionable. Yep. Juju Smith-Schuster is questionable. Last week I picked up Jonnu Smith to play for George Kittle. Great week. Now he's questionable. So he's off the injury report now, but he was questionable this week. Mm-hmm. So it's been a bad week for me.
My strategy with the one league that I got Julio and Kelvin. So if Julio goes down, 50 point from Calvin. It's coming. Listen,
the sleeper is Russell Gage.
Oh,
Russell
I picked him up in every league.
Yep,
he's getting 100, and then what do you have? Week 1, 80?
Week 1 he had over 100 in a tutty, and last week he had a touchdown.
He had 114 first week.
Wow. Yeah. I was watching him. He was in because what I do during the games around the third quarter, the 1:00 games, I go into the waiver wire and I sort by highest
point total
points, and I'm like, what is this? This guy not even. He's in 5% of the leagues across the world.
Listen, I like Russell Gage, but I wasn't gonna be a homer and just pick him. Like he's doing better than I thought, but I knew he was gonna have a good year. Just think about it. The Falcons have always been able to keep 3 receivers relevant. We had Julio, Sanu, and Ridley, and last year when Sanu was gone, it was Austin Hooper. So now he's got to be somebody.
Where's he from?
He went to LSU. It's his 3rd year in the league.
Oh shit! Okay, so he can ball. If he went to LSU, man. All right, so what are your guys? You guys can take the time to pull up the schedule. What are your picks for the week? We're gonna highlight. We're gonna pick 5 games, right? And you're gonna pick out of the 5 games, you pick a winner, and we're gonna see Sunday night or Monday, whatever it is, who has the best record by the next time we come back. All right, so we got 5 games here. We already picked one. We got the Dolphins versus Jags tonight on Thursday night, which the game is actually kicking off right now. The ball probably in the air. Then we're going to go with the Rams and the Bills. We're going to go with the Cowboys and Seahawks. The Packers and the best team in the league, the New Orleans Saints. the Chiefs, and then the Ravens. All right, so we're gonna start with the Rams and the Bills.
Yeah.
All right, Phil, who do you got for that game?
What? I probably got the Bills, because for some reason I don't trust Jared Goff at all. I don't, because after that Super Bowl year, the Rams just been downhill ever since. And plus, like you said earlier, Josh Allen, he'll probably run over a couple people in this game too. To be honest,
I don't know. They might make him feel him on this defense because they got torpedoes at safety. So, but he is 6'6", 230 pounds. He's a big guy. So, for me, for this game, nah, man. Aaron Donald ain't going out like that. Aaron Donald not going. He's going to violate the interior line. I think the Rams win this. I do like the Bills, though. I do like the Bills. I like their chances throughout the season, but I think the Rams take this. I definitely think they do. What about you, Kenny?
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen and them boys are gonna prove they're the real deal.
You know what I didn't think of? They're going there. They're traveling to Buffalo too.
They're in Buffalo, yeah.
Right. I know we say it might not make a difference because of fans, but that West Coast to East Coast is different. Except Sean McVay is 4-0 when taking his West Coast team to the East Coast and playing in a 1 o'clock time slot. So it doesn't seem to affect him. But they ain't seen Josh Allen.
Right.
That boy is different. Trey White out there on defense too. Buffalo. I like Buffalo.
I'm changing my pick.
Here we go.
You know what? I'm gonna stay sturdy on the Rams. You guys got the Bills, and we'll see what happens. All right, next pick here we got the Cowboys and the Seahawks. Now, Kenny, who do you think takes that game and why?
Seattle. I think they might be the best team in football other than Kansas City right now. They might even be better than Kansas City. I don't trust Dallas. They didn't even last week. They won, but that was more the Falcons giving them the game. Seattle is they're on a different level right now, and I don't see them losing to Dallas.
And they're in Seattle too.
Yeah,
in Seattle. So I think for me it's definitely gonna be Seattle too. I think they take it. I think Russell Wilson has got something to prove. He's on a mission right now. He's not playing with anybody. He got Sierra next to him, boost his confidence. He's playing phenomenal. So I think I got Seattle for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to have to make it 3-0 Seattle then. Because Russell Wilson, he's playing like the MVP candidate. Because he could have won it last year. But then Lamar Jackson kind of stole it from him. But I think he'd love to try to win it this year. And like Kenny said, the Cowboys are way too inconsistent. First thing they're up, they're down, they're playing from behind. It's just too much consistency, even though they got rid of their coach. They're going to be clapping on the sidelines.
Can we just acknowledge that Russell Wilson has never even had one MVP vote? Like, how disrespectful is that?
Bill Belichick said he's the best in the league.
Hey, I mean,
they quoted him on it.
Bill's saying it, it's kind of tough to disagree with it.
Yeah, for real. We got disrespect is coming. I already know, man. The Packers and the Saints, man. Who y'all got?
Let's let you go first. You get it out the way.
Me? You want me to go first?
Yeah, you could go first.
Yep. We in New Orleans, so we're gonna do what we gotta do. There's no way there is no way they follow up the performance with penalties and on defense 2 weeks in a row. There's no way. There's no way in hell. And they potentially do not have Devontae Adams. So that means
he's playing.
I don't know. He probably will, but they said I don't
won't be 100%.
Yeah, he won't be 100%. They sat him out because they're blowing him out anyway, so like he didn't need to play. But I think I definitely got the Saints. I definitely got the Saints for me personally. From the standpoint of they need this game. They are desperate. They better not go 1-2. They go 1-2. The Bucks are playing the Broncos, which means the Bucks are 2-1, which means The Bucks are number one in the division. Drew
Right.
Brees is not going to let that happen. The Saints, Cam Jordan, you did all that talking. There's no way. There's no way.
I just got a question. You said Drew ain't going to let that happen. Is Drew going to be able to throw the ball further than 10 yards this week?
I hope. I hope, man.
Because
I hope, man.
I don't think that's going to happen, pal.
I think he did some yoga. He did some stretching. He might have to get his arm realigned, like figure something out. But for me personally, I think it's a must-win game for them. So it's a good gauge on what they're gonna probably see them later on. So they gotta win this game. They got to.
See, saying they're going to see them later on implies that you guys are going to make the playoffs along with them. I don't know.
That's the Atlanta fan coming out of you. That's what that is. It's okay.
But what I saw last week was real ugly. Real ugly. Like, I mean,
be all right, man. All right,
I'm going Green Bay.
Okay. You got the Packers.
I'm going Green Bay by double digits. Green Bay wins by at least 10. Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. Aaron Jones is a bad man. Drew Brees can't throw the ball anymore. Michael Thomas is not playing. I think that this is the beginning of the end for New Orleans. I think they're going to regret not bringing back Teddy Bridgewater, and this is where it shows.
They got Jameis, though.
Yeah, no, they got Jameis. You're right. But I just think that Jameis only had a one-year deal. If they're that bad, Jameis might not want to come back either.
Hey, going off Kenny's point, I got the Packers as well. I feel like it's going to be a sneaky close game. Like maybe 4 to 7 points, maybe. But like Kenny said, both Aarons, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, Aaron Jones. How much he went off yesterday? Last week. So, it's pretty much gonna be Alvin Kamara versus Aaron Jones the whole matchup. Whoever plays better, I think it's gonna win the game, and I think it's gonna be Aaron Jones.
I respect both of you guys' opinions. I respect them. I respect them. You guys that's good points, valid points. I think it's gonna be a good game. I think I just hope my team they just figure it out. Because right now they got me heated every quarter, every second. Going on to the last game, Showtime. About time they put a Monday night game on with two superstar teams. The hottest young quarterbacks in the league, Lamar Jackson against Pat Mahomes. Mahomes has got his number though. So Lamar, he's gonna have to fight back because right now they're gonna keep saying he's not better than him because when they face, he doesn't beat them. So right now, I think they're in Baltimore. I think the Baltimore team plays so charged up that they really can't do nothing with the Chiefs won't be able to. I think they're obviously gonna keep up. I think the Baltimore Ravens are gonna control the pace of the game, which is gonna help them win. I think that's what's gonna happen. All right, so I'm picking the Ravens to win.
Okay.
So for that reason, I think they're gonna control the pace.
Yeah, I agree with you, Lawrence. I'll go with the Ravens as well because the Ravens have arguably one of the best running games in the whole NFL, and plus they got the defense to match it. Plus adding Calais Campbell in that D line, it might give that KC O-line some problems.
He's a timeless player. I don't know how he's still doing this.
Right.
I don't get it. He's like 30. What is he? 35?
35, 36?
No, he can't be that old.
He's up there.
I know, but I don't think he's 36 yet.
He's up there, but he's still playing at a high level, man.
34.
34. Okay, so yeah. So he's still good. He's still good.
Yeah, because I know KC doesn't have the greatest O line, so.
Yeah, and one of their O linemen are sitting out this year because he's a doctor fighting COVID, so that also took a hit there.
Right. Plus, Hollywood Brown might have a big game because I know the Chiefs are good at handling those outside speed receivers, but who knows? He might break away for a couple.
Definitely. Yeah. Kenny, who do you got?
I've been going back and forth on this one all week. I do picks in my family, so I've had this game picked and I switched about 3 times. But I'm going with Kansas City. It was tough. I thought after last week when they played in L.A., made me want to pick Baltimore, but I think that's actually why I'm going to pick Kansas City. I don't see them laying an egg 2 weeks in a row. I think Patrick Mahomes, he takes this personal. He might not say it, but he wants to be known as the best quarterback in the league. And I think he takes it personal that people are even putting other guys in the conversation with him. So I think he goes out there and he balls out. It's going to be a good game. I just think Kansas City ends up holding off.
Respect to that. I respect it. Man, those guys are so talented, man. This is ridiculous. Now, who do you guys think scores the most points out of everybody in week 3? Most points.
We talking fantasy points or like
just team points. Team points.
Okay.
Team points. Nah, fantasy too wishy-washy, man. Gage might go get 45 and be the top leader. I ain't even messing with that. So who you guys got for the highest points as a team?
Highest point total this week. You know what? I'm going to ride the hot hand with it's going to be the Falcons because we don't play no type of defense. So we got to score a lot of points. So we're going to win this week. So we got to score more than the Bears. But we play no defense. So we're going to score the most points in the NFL this week.
You're going to put up the highest points on the Bears defense?
Yes, we are.
Still your lunch, Eddie Jackson? Come on,
yes, we
bro.
are.
Return
the little Mac? All right.
Yes, we are.
I respect
it against Seattle's defense.
You make a good point. They don't play no defense, so the offense.
So we got to score. We scored 39 week 2. We still lost, so we're gonna win this week. So we got to put up the most.
All right, Phil. What about you? Who do you think is gonna have the highest points as a team?
Looking through everything, I'll probably say Seattle.
Seattle.
I think that's gonna be a shootout.
Yep.
Russ versus Dak. I feel like Michael Gallup's gonna have a good game because they have 3 receivers that can potentially have 1,000-yard season.
Mm-hmm.
CeeDee Lamb, Amari, and Michael Gallup. And then DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett. It's just a bunch of offensive weapons in one game. So maybe I see them scoring 30 each, maybe. Who knows? Maybe Seattle might score 40. Dallas might score 30, but definitely Seattle because of Russell Wilson.
I'm going to personally go with Baltimore. I think it's gonna come to a point where that game is gonna be something to watch. It's gonna probably be one of our favorite games so far. Like there hasn't been. It's only week 3, but I think it's gonna be a high scoring game, and I think Baltimore is gonna definitely put up the most points probably. So.
You think it's gonna be like the Chiefs and Rams game from like a year or 2 ago?
Oh, that game was nuts. There was defense played. There was defense.
Crazy.
There was turnovers and everything, but like they still scored like 100. What is it? 100 points combined?
Yeah, I think it was like 40. They scored 40 or 50 each.
Yeah,
that game was nuts. Like you said, there were still defensive plays.
Yeah. All right, to close it out here, we're gonna talk about your personal favorite team, and your most joyful moment watching your team in any type of fashion. It could be a play, it could be a game, it could be a championship.
Okay.
I see how we're trying to be here. It could be a trade that you got or a player you drafted. What do you got? What about you, Phil? What's your favorite moment in your team's history?
Ken, if you feel like muting me for this one, you can. I'll just give you a second. So, basically, the Patriots versus Falcons Super Bowl. I watched that game with basically a group of people at my college student center. I'll tell you, the first half, I heard so much trash talk than I do at playing basketball or any other sport. And almost like 3/4 of the room was anti-Patriots. So after hearing all that smack talk, and then after the halftime show, just eerily coming back, and then also receiving a message from you pregame about a certain thing. To say, because I was on Xbox at the time. Just a little side story. I'm on Xbox at the time, and I'm guessing you guys and everyone else on PS4. So, and then Lawrence hits me up and saying, hey, let's make a small bet if you want to. I was like, sure, why not? And I said, what's the bet? Lawrence says and hits me up, if the Falcons win, so he's relying on Kenny's team. Remember this.
My rival, the rival.
This is why we lost. That's why we lost.
Depending on a rival's team, said if the Falcons win the Super Bowl, you got to switch to PlayStation, which I was on Xbox at the time. And then Lawrence said if the Patriots win, I'll buy a Brady jersey, which I'm still waiting on that. So
I got listen to his fine print. It said it got a 5-year window. We're at year 3.
It ain't been 5 years.
No, I said there's a 5-year window, so I got time. I got 2 more years left before I gotta get the jersey. Now I'm gonna definitely get it. I like to hold true to my bets.
Right. So me not having not even $100 in my bank account, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So I was like, I didn't have enough money to buy a PS4 at the moment. So I was like, yeah, I'll take the risk. So basically, as the game goes on, a lot of plays happen. The Edelman catch where he fumbles the ball in midair, then catches it before it drops. Yeah, that happened.
The pain, the agony.
I mean, I feel like I'm watching it again, just listening to this. Oh.
Right. Turnovers. Matt Ryan fumbles the ball. I'm trying to paint the picture.
Thanks, Devontae Freeman.
Right, Devontae Freeman. And then after all is said and done, the controversial overtime play where some say that the running back didn't cross over the line, some said he did. But after all that, me and my friend who was watching with me, screaming in excitement. I ran outside the student center, which it was still snow at the time, so I made a huge ass snow angel, just out of excitement everywhere. Yeah, definitely something I will remember. Just a bunch of anxiety, depression, then all balled up in one, and then next thing you know, just excitement and pride.
Hey man, that's why there's 4 quarters.
Right.
Good opportunity. What about
we
you?
We only
Kenny?
played 3 in Atlanta. I got 2 moments that are right up there. The first one is when we shocked the world and traded the farm to move up and get Julio Jones. I still say thank you, Cincinnati, for taking AJ Green. He's a phenomenal receiver as well, but thank you. You took him, and we moved up and traded the farm. We got Julio Jones. That's still called the steal of the century. But then my second favorite moment would be when we beat Green Bay to get to the Super Bowl. I like to believe our season ended after that game because I don't remember what happened 2 weeks after that. But we played phenomenal. We made the Packers look awful. That was the greatest game I've ever seen that the Falcons play in their life up until the end of the third quarter in the Super Bowl because they were playing crazy then too. But, it is what it is. But those are my 2 moments.
Right. And I'll say for me, I would say there's 2 moments kind of connected in the same season. I say Garrett Hartley's kick to bring the Saints to the Super Bowl. I went running outside with my Reggie Bush jersey, swinging it over my head. And then I'll say the second one is when Tracy Porter picked off Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. And I was like, finally, say my team won something because they were struggling years before. But I think this is going to be a good season. Everything considering with the COVID, injuries were going to happen. I feel like bodies aren't ready, but I think everything's going to plan out well to where who needs to be in the playoffs is going to be there. This concludes episode 1 of the sports section of Inspired by True Events. Appreciate y'all.